All right, everybody, we're going to set up the Smart Rider drills. Now, these are the drills that are going to get you going for the slow speed maneuvers to get you better with the bike. So we have to set up the drills. It's only 10 cones. I have some tennis balls cut in half right here to kind of start it off. But we got 10 cones right here. You can get them in the shop. But this is how we're going to set up the Smart Rider games. Now, the Smart Rider games, I'll pop it up on the screen here. But basically, what we're going to do is set up a nice and easy course. Now, how did I figure out how to do the designs without having to bring a tape measure every single time? Well, I tape measured my stride, my walking. So I set out a tape measure about 10 feet. So get a 10-foot tape measure. And I just walked from the end of one side of it and just 1, 2, 3, 4. And that was about 10 feet for me, just a normal walk. Don't big steps or anything like that, just do a normal walk. And that's how I figured it out. So we're gonna go ahead and set up the dimensions so we can get started on this. So the very first part is the entry and exit section. So this is where we start right here. And then this is the entry and exit. This is where the timing kind of starts. And I like to have a camera like this, like a phone on a mount or an action camera on a mount that actually showcases the entry and exit. So when you do the games, when you pass it, if you don't have a timer and you pass it, you can go ahead and stop the video and start the video when you starts there. That way you can get your actual time. So let's go ahead and set the real cones here. So here's that first cone, here's that second cone, and here's that third cone. So now we only need 7 more cones. So from here, this is where it's really important when it comes to that tape measure first time and walking, is that I'm just gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because the first one is 20 feet away. So 4 steps is 10 feet, 20 steps, or I'm sorry, 8 steps is 20 feet. So now we're gonna go ahead and do another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm gonna go ahead and place one down. And then we're gonna go ahead and do another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now this part right here, this is the very end of it. So we don't really go past this. I like to have a big parking lot and something that I can exit out when I go faster. So now we're gonna get up to this cone right here, and we're just gonna turn, and we're gonna look both sides, make sure our shoulders are in line, and I'm just gonna walk 4 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, right at the tippity toes. Do the same thing this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, tippy toes. Now we're gonna go to this cone over here, and we're gonna do the same thing. We only got 2 cones left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go ahead and do that. Same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's it. That is the cone pattern. You don't have to change it. Now every single drill, we got 20 plus drills, every single drill is going to be inside this design. So let's get these cones, these tennis balls cut in half. And now we got everything. All right, everybody, we're gonna be jumping into the balloon exercise. Now, this is gonna be a simple U-turn. This is a beginner exercise. We're gonna get into harder and harder ones. But how I like to do these exercises is I like to do the familiarization of it the first run. I like to have a warm-up the second run, and then I like to go for time on the third run. But since this one's pretty simple, we're just gonna do 2 easies and then go fast for the last one for time. So the first sets of times, I'm not too worried about. After that, we're going for it. All right, so very simple left-handed U-turn. Let's go around it. Make sure you're doing your head and eye movement. I'm going nice and slow. Counterweight, friction zone, throttle control. All right, then exit out. 9.79. All right, let's go a little bit faster. We're just gonna do a nice wide arc. Now let's go ahead and look through the whole turn. So turn that head. We're gonna be doing this for every single section. Turning that head towards that next exit or that next cone. All right, very easy. 8.3. Now let's go for time. Now you could come up with strategies. You can try to cut it close or just go one wide arc, but let's try cutting it close on these cones and giving it some power. And as soon as I get to here, I'm gonna accelerate out. 6.92, all right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and jump into the glide next. So let's have some fun. All right, everybody, we're gonna be jumping into the glide. Remember, the first run is familiarization, so we're gonna try to get familiar with this, and then we're gonna go ahead and warm up and then go for speed. So it's gonna be a nice wide U-turn all the way around everything, and then another U-turn around these 3 cones. So here we go, 3, 2, 1. So nice and easy, familiarize ourselves with this drill. So it's gonna be all the way around everything, absolutely everything, and then we're gonna go around this cone. If you notice, my head is turned the whole time to the right because it's just a right-handed U-turn, and then we're gonna exit out. And that's it. All right, so now that was the familiarization portion. So now we're gonna go ahead and warm up a little bit because the last one's for time, 15.9, here we go. So around everything, now that I know, I'm gonna go ahead and keep my body weight to the outside for counterbalance. Turn those handlebars, that's a big part, and exit out. 13.86. All right, let's go for time on this one. I'm gonna try to cut these a little bit short. Remember, come up with your own strategy. I don't know if that's gonna help it, but we still got a good time on that second one. Hey, a little bit better. A little bit better. So now we're gonna go ahead and jump into the next exercise, but that is the glide. All right, we're gonna go do the ghost. Now the ghost is a little bit more fun. It's still a beginner exercise. Remember, first one, familiarize, second, warm up, third, for time. Here we go. So around this cone, okay, now we're gonna have to go around these 2 cones, go to the outside, and then exit out. Oh, that's not too bad. All right, 9.00, almost 8. Let's try that. Warm up now for the time. So let's give it, now that I understand, around here, that first shift around that cone right there at the beginning, where you have to change direction, it's a lot like when you're about to do a figure 8. You have to change direction right in the middle. All right, 8.1, let's see if we can get to 7. All right, for time. I don't even have to give it speed right here. Now give it some speed, give it some speed. Let's see if it was better. 7.8, all right, much better this time. So that was the ghost. Let's move on to the next one. All right, guys, lefty loosey. Lefty loosey is a lot of fun. It's just a bunch of left-handed U-turns. Let's go wide, narrow, narrower, and out. So here we go, left. All right, here we go, left-handed U-turns. So familiarize ourselves, going around all the cones. Now we gotta cut in to these cones, and then we have to go around this cone. So I'm gonna go wider on this part to start. Okay, that's not too bad, because this last U-turn is within 20 feet, which is part of your MSF final test or your DMV test. All right, so 17.35. All right, now that we've familiarized, let's go ahead and do a warm-up for the time. So nice and wide. This is when we practice our strategy, okay. I didn't need to take that much room. Maybe if I cut it. That wasn't bad. Let's see if that was better time. 12, oh, much better. 12.98. Let's see if we can get to low 12s or 11. All right, so for time, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Hey, we got 11.8. Very nice. All right. So that was the lefty loosey. We're going to do the reverse. It's going to be called the righty tighty. All right. So the righty tighty is just the lefty loosey, but reverse. Remember, familiarize, warm up for time. Here we go. Familiarize. So we're going to have to go around everything to the right. Some people have trouble with right-handed U-turns, so this is great practice. Now I'm going to go wide on this one just so I can feel comfortable. Remember, turn those handlebars, counterweight a little bit, and we're gonna exit out. 16.4, okay, now for warm-up. Now I'm not gonna go wide on this last U-turn. I'm gonna cut it short like I did on the lefty loosey because it felt good. We have somebody in the parking lot, but I'm not too worried about that. They're distracting me, but we're gonna go ahead and continue. And then we're gonna go ahead and do this, and we're gonna exit out. 14.18. Man, I had 11 on the lefty loosey. Let's see if we can get to 12. Let's cut this time. I got distracted. 3, 2, 1. Make sure I'm doing the head and eye movement. I'm gonna cut this in. Make sure you turn those handlebars and give it some counterweight. We're gonna exit out. 13.12. Man, my lefty loosey is a lot better. Now let me know in the comments. If your lefty loosey is easier than your righty tighty. That's pretty much what I said. How's everybody doing today? Everybody having a good time? We got some music going. Let's turn that down just a tiny bit. Been a good week-ish. It's been a crazy week. It's been a nutty week, but it is what it is. Managing, yeah, right, Elad? How you doing? Harry? Miranda, how you doing? Dave? Conrad, how you doing? Bruno, see if you're still here. You have a teams meeting from Elk Grove, California. How you guys doing? Oh, we got some people coming in. They're all just kind of trickling in. What we like to do here at the beginning, we have our class. We have 2 crash and close call videos for MotoStars. We have a new one, and then we have like an older one. But yeah, how's everybody doing? What did you guys get done this week? I mean, this weekend. It was a tough weekend, but it is what it is. Yeah, we had Father's Day this weekend, so I hope you guys had a good weekend for that. Yeah. Overall pretty tough. We had a great after the ride. I keep saying it's not a podcast, but it kind of is. It's more like a live stream. Did it at home. So those are Thursdays at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So we're gonna have another one this Thursday, and then that's why we switched to doing this on Tuesdays at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Had to recruit again to the Army. Oh, you had to get back in the Army or something? What's going on? And we had a great conversation about like why we ride and everything. We kind of go in depth on the little philosophical stuffs. And I had some things that I wanted to. You got called into the reserves. Oh, geez. I had some stuff I was thinking about, kind of bringing up right now, kind of like a stream of consciousness, and then we're going to talk about it pretty much on Thursday. But just a word that keeps popping in my head is priorities. Priorities. I don't know, life's a nice little challenge. So I'm just kind of like reading and watching some videos on that kind of stuff. When it comes to like work, when it comes to like the 3 disciplines that I talk about, physical, emotional, or physical, mental, and spiritual. And so like, what are the priorities? Typically as men, we have like a lot. We have a lot of responsibilities. And then it's about prioritizing what we can do because we'll just burn ourselves out. And that's kind of like the masculine role. And I think a lot of women have to deal with that too. My dog's doing great. Thanks for asking. Dog's doing good. She's finishing up the last antibiotic pill tonight. Poops are doing good. Colitis is kind of gone at this point, so that's really nice. It was a lot quicker this time. Last time it took like 2 weeks. This time it took like a week, if that. Yeah. So I'm working on an idea of what we can talk about when it comes to priorities, and I have to try to make it relate to motorcycling. And one of the things that I can think of is because it gets back into work and effort when it comes to priorities. You put the work and the effort towards things that you feel is a priority to you, not just a responsibility. Because there's tons of responsibilities that we don't do that we have that we don't put a lot of effort in, and those things kind of fail a little bit. So we really only succeed in the things that we make a priority. And so I was thinking about motorcycling, and one of the things that just popped up, and like I said, I'm just trying to like think it through so we can actually have that conversation on Thursday, is that I know a lot of people get anxious riding a motorcycle on the street because of the traffic and maybe not being able to maneuver the motorcycle as well as they think they can, but they keep doing it. They keep riding and it just never really gets better. The anxiety and the frustration, the fear, and then you start now, having road rage and whatnot, because like the other people should be like keeping you safe and whatnot. And then you know that you have like a low skill set, like your skill set's not as good, and you just want things to be easier. Well, the priority and the responsibility with that is to just go to the parking lot and practice. Like you just have to practice. You have to get better. You have to practice your swerves, practice your U-turns, figure eights, and like friction zone if you're having trouble, starting from a stop at a stop sign or stoplight. There's too much anxieties when it comes to that because there's traffic. So just go to the parking lot and practice it like 10, 20 times. And a lot of people don't want to do that because it's like, I shouldn't have to. I shouldn't have to put in the practice. I shouldn't have to make that a priority because life should just happen. I should be able to just ride because I ride motorcycles, so I should just be able to ride. And so it kind of involves taking a step back and be like, what are my deficiencies and what is it that I have to do, and then make that a priority. Because your responsibility is to be safe at the end of the day. So like you have to change your priority. So I'm working on that idea when it comes to the motorcycling aspect, but it can come into when it comes to work. What is like I have a lot of responsibilities when it comes to work. I got 2 more shipments to ship out. I had like 10 yesterday that I shipped out. So if you ordered anything, it got shipped out. But then I also have another responsibility of the Discord, showing up on Tuesdays and Thursdays for these live streams. I also have the responsibility of the administration stuff. So I had to deal with like a lot of the insurances, workers' comp, taxes, the lease agreement for a lot of things. And then also filming, editing, making sure that we're on pace for the end of June when it comes to having the Smart Rider training manual. And then I want to write a newsletter to announce a bunch of things and everything like that. And there's just tons of responsibilities. And it's like, what are the priorities? What are the fires that need to be put out? And then what is it, if those things are hard to do, what is it that I need to learn so that they become easier to do? Because no matter what, I'm still responsible for that. So I just want to say real quick to everybody here, because now we're getting more people in here. How you doing, Horovac? Calm Moto Travels, how you doing? Moto Gaga, you're in the chat. I did update. So here's another responsibility that I have. I updated the leaderboard. I'm a little bit late on that because we got tomorrow for week 7 to finish on the Smart Rider games, but I updated weeks 1 through 6 leaderboards. Moto Gaga, I think you're in 7th place. Yeah, pretty good. 23 points. Nathan just dominating. It's insane. But yeah, we got 1st through 12th place on the Discord updated. So collating everything. Do I do this full time, Jeremiah? I do this full time. I used to do this and be a firefighter, but I've been doing this full time since 2018, May 2018. So 7 years. 7 years full time. Doggy's doing good. The last few days her poops have been good, and it sounds weird when other people are hearing it. It's like poops. Yeah, she's had a flare up of colitis, and it can get bad for her with dehydration and whatnot. Last thing I want is hemorrhagic gastroenteritis, which she had before, where she's just bleeding out. So I had that once. Don't want that again. But yeah, like responsibilities. So it's like always about catching up on the responsibilities and making things a priority, and sometimes it seems like everything's a priority. So I'm working on an idea for Thursdays after the Ride podcast. Let's see. Hey Dan, watching from Michigan, seeing too many unfortunate accidents lately. Now that it's season here, do you feel social media and content creation has to do with the amount of risky riders? It used to a lot. We used to watch like Moto Madness and all these other people. You could just tell. Like that's what was the cool thing to do, to take a bunch of risks on a motorcycle to look cool. I always believed riding a motorcycle, at least 99% of the time I've ridden, probably the first 1% of my riding career when it comes to riding, I was kind of risky. But I believe it's a mode for transportation that's more fun than driving a car. That's it. So just drive like you normally would. You have to have some skill sets. Obviously, they're a little different. But it's kind of the same thing. But a lot of people think of it as like a toy to screw around and mess around. It's just too risky. And I think a lot of those videos back in the day in the social media of like, let's go speed, let's do this, let's lane split at 90 to 120 miles an hour. I think that really pushed a lot of people to do that. And social media does have an influence, and that's one of the reasons why I try to do what I do, is to hopefully influence people not to do those things. And one of the problems is that it's hard to influence people to be safe. Everyone wants that entertainment, and the funds. That's another reason why I'm creating the Smart Rider Crew. We're just gonna have the community, the aspect, and the fun, but we're gonna be safe about it. I've been practicing Road to Lower Austria and Syria to Maria Zell. That's twisties coming out of your ears. Yeah, that's cool, man. How you doing, Blader? Yo, crew, is it Friday already? Almost. Solid Snake. Love the content. Thank you, Icon. Yeah, poops are the best way to measure it. What do you think is better, full face or modular helmets? I think they serve their purposes pretty good. I always like having options, but I think full faces are just the way I go, because I don't really have a need for a modular helmet. But it's great to have a modular helmet when it comes to being able to flip it up and then, like, you know, have a drink of water. You don't have to take your helmet off and all these other things. You can, like, walk inside the store and people can see your face, and you can, like, handle things. You can talk. You don't have to talk loud through your helmet. It's great for parking lot practice. Like, if you want to take a break after doing a couple drills, just pop it up. But I got used to having a full face. I'm used to, as a firefighter, having the SCBA on, you know, the mask on for like an hour straight in like worse conditions than riding motorcycle. So I'm just used to being uncomfortable, or when it gets uncomfortable, I'm used to that. But for the most part, full face I like. How you doing, Exposed Moto? Leo, how you doing? Where's the pizza? We got, what do you guys want, pizza or donuts today? What do you guys feel like? Yeah, modulars for the Texas heat. And one of the problems is if you, like, ride with it up, now it's a 3/4 helmet, and you have that wind drag on the chin bar that's sticking up. It's not as safe. Not safe when it comes to that. Donuts. You guys want donuts? It's hot here. Yeah. Get an ice cream. Well, yeah, just one of the like more of the stuff when it comes to the priorities, responsibilities, you know, what you sign up for. Now you have a responsibility. Are you making it a priority? And I mean, if you think about work, and you know, you show up to work, and you know this from either from yourself or coworkers, and you probably see it in coworkers more than you probably see it in yourself, because it's hard to be a little bit self-aware and put away your ego. But when you see it in a coworker and you're like, man, they are not putting any effort. They're not putting any effort into this. You can tell. Like, they don't, it makes you feel like they don't care about the job. They're just there for the paycheck. They're there for the benefit of what the employer is giving you, or giving them. And it sucks because sometimes you have to pick up the slack. You have to do more, and it makes you resent that person. It makes you frustrated with that person. It's like, how come they get the benefit of my work, basically? Shoot, that's almost like taxes. But you can apply that to, like, a personal relationship, and it's pretty tough. It's pretty tough because then you get into that negative mindset. At least with work, you can kind of just, like, focus on what you're doing, but you still have that mentality and that frame of mind of, it's like, they're not putting in the effort, so they don't treat this as a priority. It's hard to get over. It's hard to get over that. Trying to look for skills, because it really just kind of comes down to, like, what is it that you can control? You can't control that. You can make complaints to the boss and whatnot. You can make complaints. You can shame or chew out or try to teach, but then again, you can't really get someone that doesn't want to be that job to do the work unless they want to. Yeah. So yeah, it does come down to, like, what is it that you do, and you just keep showing up. It's hard. Sometimes you just keep showing up. Because at the end of the day, yeah, we talk about responsibilities and priorities. At the end of the day, it's not your responsibility for that person. You're responsible for yourself. So then you make yourself the priority. I don't know. Just been mulling over some of that stuff. 'Cause there's so many things. There's so many things that we all have to take that we take responsibility for, you know. But there's only so much energy and effort that we can put in. So then that's, once again, I go back to like, well, then what's the priority? If you have 10 things and there's like, you have 10 responsibilities, but you really only have energy for 4 to really put a huge effort in, you can maintain the other 6 with the bare minimum. Those 6 don't grow, but the 4 that you're putting a ton of effort in grows. And I think for me, like I said, I have all this stuff just with work, but then there's the personal life, there's the relationships, and then there's like working out, the mental health aspect of things, or like the intellectual stuff. It's like I've taken a backseat on like reading books for a little bit because, I mean, it's a responsibility for me based on what I want. But like my working out has deteriorated because I've been focusing on other things. So I've had to shift priority back to working out and put more effort into it, but that means that there's less effort and energy for other things. So then that's why I always make like quarterly goals. I always readjust every month what it is that I need to be doing, and shifting those 4 priorities around so that I don't lose on the other 6, because sometimes you have to just drop some things. That's tough to do. I don't like dropping responsibilities. If I sign up for it, that's it. That's what I'm doing. Do you think riding at 3 a.m. would be safer than riding at 11 a.m.? I'm wanting to just cruise around and relax, but DFW seems to always have traffic. Just watch out for drunk drivers. That's going to be the biggest one. You're going to have less traffic, but you're going to have like those that are drunk or tired, sleepy, being a little more erratic. So if there's less traffic, just stay away from those people. Like if you're getting close to someone, just like switch multiple lanes over, or speed up way past them, or slow down and enjoy the ride. Let them get ahead of you. Dallas Fort Worth, right? Is that what I'm thinking for DFW? Showing up is 90% of life. Yeah. I'm working towards retirement. I'm sick of working. I've had 1 day off this year so far. Oof, that can burn you out. You always listen to the live while doing groceries. Nice. Is there a way to contact you to tell you the story of my crash and what I could have done to prevent it, plus all the good things I did post-crash until paramedics were there and afterwards? I do have an email, but we do have a section in the Discord for crashes and close calls. Once again, when it comes to like those responsibilities and priorities, like I've just been so focused on like all these other things, I don't have a lot of time for being able to do individual stuff. Basically just showing up and do the Motostar stuff is what I can do. But if you share it in the Discord, you'll definitely get a lot of feedback from others. Maybe that could be a segment that we do every now and then, is I'll take a look at the Discord and we'll go over individuals while we're doing on the live stream. Oh, dang, Dave. We got a 20. Hey, appreciate that. The Ultimate Warrior. Keep forgetting I have that. Thank you for your service as a firefighter, and congratulations for having 650,000 subscribers. I got the July 3rd, Thursday, and July 4th falls on a Friday, so I'm going salmon fishing on a yacht. Nice. With 20 other fishermen's. We used to do I didn't go because I wasn't big in deep sea fishing, but the fire guys would set up trips every year to do deep sea fishing out in like California and like Baja, Mexico or whatever. And they would just catch a ton of fish. Hope you have a good time, man. Thank you for the 20. Appreciate that. I've been watching your videos for a bit now. First time caught a live stream. Hey, thank you, Rob Brown. Would you ever check out my close calls and highlights video for your lessons? I understand it's a big fan of Motostars. I mean, Motostars just makes it easy. They just post that. I mean, there's another one. It's like Bandito something. He has some great. He puts out a lot of content, and he actually like talks over it. So he does his own after action review. So there's no real reason for me to go over those videos. MotoStars doesn't really talk much, which is great because it allows me just the background so that I can use that as a canvas to talk about the plan method. So that's been good. But yeah, just been working on that idea. That's what I like about the After the Ride is I can just talk about kind of like not necessarily what's going on with my life, but some like insights on like lessons that I'm learning at the moment and sharing. That's the whole point of the After the Ride. So guys, another announcement. So we're gonna go over some announcements. I'll go over the After the Ride stuff on Thursday at 5 p.m. So we're gonna do another live stream at Thursday at 5 p.m. Some other announcement stuff. So we're out here in the office right now. So the Smart Rider Games Week 7 is ending tomorrow. We have Week 8. I've learned a lot of lessons when it comes to the Smart Rider Games. I think 8 weeks is a long time. I've noticed the submissions have steadily decreased over the 8 weeks. First 2-3 weeks were like a lot of submissions, and then it's starting to slowly go down. So a cool thing about that is that if you're consistently putting out submissions, you're probably going to get top 5 easy, because a lot of people just start dropping off, and it's a point system. So I think next time we do it, let's see, June. What are the quarters? Was it January to end of March, April till, somebody write it out. April till, so 4, 3, 5, 6. April till the end of this month, and so July 1st is the next quarter. So what I want to do is have a 4-week competition for the Smart Rider Games every quarter. So I think I might break it up and put it in the middle. So probably August will be the next time we have the Smart Rider Games, and it'll be 4 different exercises instead of 8. It won't be 8 weeks; it'll be 4 weeks. And so for July, I'm coming. I want to come up with a physical challenge for the Smart Rider crew. August have the games, and then have a mental version of a challenge for September. Yeah, because that October, November, December. Yeah, that's the last quarter. So we're gonna do that, and then so that's the Smart Rider Games. And then when it comes to the Smart Rider drills, I have the 24 drills on ridingsmart.com. So let's go ahead. Let's just switch here. So we already have this kind of set up for the for the live stream. So let's go up to here. So we have the Riding Smart website. So the Smart Rider drills right now, it's 24 drills. So I'm working on the physical booklet version of this right now, so that when the physical booklet comes out, it's gonna be more than this, but this is the digital version, so you can like get in there. Smart Rider training manual, I'm working on that right now. And then the membership right now, it says $120 a year, but if you look at the link at the top of the chat, there's a 50% off founders only discount. And once the Smart Rider training manual goes live, it's going to be $120 a year. So I've only been announcing the discount on the live streams. So if you want to be a founder, it's going to be that price for you forever. And once the manual comes out, you'll get that too. So you, as a founder or as a member, you get both of these. And then I'm working on new courses after that, and you're just going to get all those new courses. So here's the Smart Rider Games. I mean, so we got some things closed. You can still put in your time for the righty tighty. And then we got the zigzag after that. But yeah, you get 8 free drills. So if you want to check that out, links, just go to ridingsmart.com. Here, I'll just do that. ridingsmart.com. The Smart Rider Games. And so I'm working on all the other stuff. And so the physical booklet for the Smart Rider drills, I'm working on that too. Slowly chipping away at that. Going to get back into the office. Do this. And so I'm working on that. And what I've done is for the members, I'm working on a newsletter for that. So with the members, I've already published some of the Smart Rider training manual. So you can't get the training manual right now, but as members, you get already, might as well just show it to you. Let's just show it to you. I'll show you what it looks like on the back end. let's do that. So on the back end, so if you notice, it's published. This one's published. So we have the introduction. They're in draft form because I want to make a video on how to use the training manual, the disclaimer, the smart rider principles. But then we have the motorcycle gear 101. So this is the older video. I have a longer beard.
We're going to be talking about,
but it's still good. It's all the information you need. It's going to look kind of weird though because I have a short beard in the later videos, but then we had the longer beard here. But you have the motorcycle helmets 101, motorcycle jackets 101, motorcycle boots and gloves and pants and all that stuff 101. And then I'm going to redo these ones. These are placeholders, but I want you guys to have that information right now. So we have let's go ahead and make that published. There we go. So we have the apartment riding published for you. So if you are a member or a Smart Rider crew member, you get access to this already. So apartment riding. Let's do what it looks like. So apartment riding, I'm going to work on the
All right, everybody, what we're going to be doing is riding
written part
in the apartment complex. I like to think of the apartment complex the edge of the parking space. Let's go ahead and do that. If this is a different, almost wanting to fall left. A lot of people have that problem.
So we go over like how to ride in the apartment. There's multiple. So apartment riding 1, I'm going to give these new titles. And then I'm working on from the apartment to the parking lot. And then there's going to be another section here when it comes to neighborhood riding. So it's going to be just like apartment riding, but neighborhood riding. And then here is, I'm going to go ahead and publish that. Here is that video series that I did a little while back.
Okay, Leute, jetzt, wo wir die Anfänge...
What the heck?
Seite, halt.
Who made it German?
Den Lenker so weit.
Okay, so we're going to make that a draft. We're going to make these drafts. I'm going to have to redo that. What the heck happened there? Why is it in German? Are all of them in German? There's no way.
Alles klar. Du.
What the heck? I got to talk to this place and be like, what did you do to my videos? So yeah, that was published. Thankfully, nobody saw it until just now. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Did they make this one German too?
all right, everybody, we're going to be jumping into motorcycle.
No, but look at that beard.
Like this gray foam.
Look at that beard. Is it, I mean, auto dubbing, but like it shouldn't have been auto dubbed. One sec. I want to figure this out. I mean, I don't think there's even any option to auto dub on here.
Alles klar. Wir...
How did that happen? All right. Either way, I'm going to fix that. Yeah, that's not good. And then there's also the real riding scenarios that I'm working on. So riding in light traffic, highway, mountains, heavy traffic, riding at night. And then also you get it right now if you're the member. You get the rescue card download, the rescue booklet download. And then you're going to get the download for the brand new Smart Rider training drills. But the thing is, you already get that when it comes to the courses. You're already automatically getting that when it comes to Smart Rider drills. So if you want to, you can sign up for the Smart Rider drills right now. And you get all of these. These are, let's see if they're auto-dubbed. There's no way.
All right, so the righty-tighty...
Okay, good. And then you get access to this. So let's take a preview of what it looks like. So you get access to it, which I know Nathan posted. So what I want you guys to do is if you do the video and you sign up for it and you get the drills, write a comment. And I even tell you like how to do it. And then I'm going to put your name and your YouTube link in there. But yeah, you get access to all of them. These are the easies. Here's the intermediate ones. Here's the hard drills. Here's the expert drills. But you get access to all that. So let's get out of this part. Let's get out of that. And then the full booklet download is right here. So this is what it looks like. So you can just download. Yeah, see, look at that. Boom, boom. People are starting to
comment, but you can just download it right here. So I'm going to click that and see what it looks like. So you get the full download. You can just put it on your phone. So, guys, sign up. You can get it right now. So if I go to Writing Smart, you just click order now. Oh, shoot. That's not fun. Why is the link not working? Well, that's not good. The link should be working. We're going to make an adjustment right now. We're going to do that right now. Something must have broke because I've double checked all this stuff. I'm going to make the link right now. How you guys doing? An Australian auto dub? I don't know why it was doing that. There we go. That's the problem. Let's go to checkout page. Smart Writer drills. Saved. Let's go ahead and refresh this. Now that I click it, nope. What the heck? Call to action. Ah, that's why. That's why. That's why. Okay. Yeah, I gotta wait for I clicked on the wrong one. Okay, maybe you're right. I gotta wait a little bit. Well, that makes sense of why things aren't working as well. There we are. The Smart Writer drills. Fixed it. Because if you click this, it'll take you there. Yeah. That was the problem. I didn't activate the order now. I wonder if that one works. So it's 120 a year, but if you click the link in the chat, it takes 50% off forever. Boom, boom. Another thing I'm working on is getting you guys special Discord roles when it comes to that. Clear cache or clear cache. Yeah. I think Germans did hack my computer. That's interesting. I don't know what happened there. I'm going to have to figure that out. I'll just have to re-upload the videos or something. I got to check my actual videos. Because there's no way. There's no way that's not my voice in German. Oh man, I gotta pee again. I gotta pee, guys. So here's what I gotta take a piss. I'm gonna put the Smart Writer drills back up. This is the full video. I just uploaded this. It's the full video, 43 minutes. I'm gonna put timestamps in it, but it has all of the drills. This is basically what you get with the Smart Writer training drills on the website, but they're broken up and you get the download and a few other things. So if there's anybody that's popping in to the chat and they're like, when is this going to start? I thought it's been starting. Let them know I'm taking a piss. I'll be back. All right. I'm taking a pee-pees.
It's if your lefty-loosey is better than your righty-tighty or vice versa. I'd love to know that. All right, the next one is the two-pole run. This is a bunch of left-handed U-turns, but tighter. And I like them because you have to shoot to the outside. All right, so here we go. 3, 2, 1. So familiarize around these two cones. So basically a 360 head and eye movement, look to the outside cone. 3, we go around this, a little U-turn. Here we go. All right, so we already got some strategy here. So what we really want to do is turn that head, turn the handlebars and counterweight. So let's do that for the warm up. So I'm gonna really turn my head on this 360 and really counterweight. I even scraped some peg there. A little too much lean, not enough counterweight. So that's what that happens is if you start to put your foot down or you feel like you need to, guess what? You didn't do enough counterweight. All right, so 12, I don't like it. So maybe a little less lean or maybe more counterweight on that. Let's do that. Shoot out to the outside. Look where you want to go. There we go. What is that person doing? All right, 10.5. Hey, pretty good. I love this exercise. It's a lot of fun. You really practice your left-handed U-turns. But now we're gonna do the bootlace, which is a figure 8. All right, guys, the bootlace, it's a figure 8. Let's go ahead and familiarize ourselves with it. So it's around this cone, in the middle, and here's that change of direction. So now you're going right. You're going right, and then you have to change direction again and go left and not hit the cone. Did I hit it? No. All right, 15.54. Remember, that's just familiarization. Now we're gonna warm up a little bit for the time. So here we go. So remember, change direction. So we're looking left, and now we're gonna look right. We're going around everything. I bet I can cut this down right here. I cut that a little bit shorter. Look left. Use your peripheral vision for that last cone. 12.85. Okay, now let's go for time. I'm gonna try to cut everything shorter, really close to the cones now, not go wide. 3, 2, 1. $11.29. Almost 11.3. All right, guys, that was a lot of fun. Now we're gonna do the jellyfish. It's a tighter figure 8. All right, here we go, guys. We're gonna jump into the jellyfish. It's just like the bootlace, but a little bit.
Yeah. I'll let you guys read that.
We add some more speed.
You guys don't want
Faster. Here
pizza?
we go. 3, 2,
We could
1.
switch it out for donuts. What do you guys feel like? You want
Around
pizza?
this, just like the bootlace, but instead we have to exit out right here. That last turn could get a little tricky. 9.4.
38 likes. We got
9.4.
65 of you in
So
here.
once again, it gives us an opportunity to go fast, but we have to make that turn, so that's kind of tough. So you have to modulate. So right here, you have to like slow down.
Yeah, the jellyfish is a new one. So is the tuning fork. This is a new one.
So around all of this, ourselves.
So the tuning fork is a new one. That's a fun one.
With it, a bunch of U-turns. So around all of this, make sure I use all the room I got around all of, oh, not enough counterweight. You
I
saw
almost
that.
put my foot down.
And now we're gonna exit out. So I put my foot down because I didn't use enough counterweight. I
See
used
that?
too much hand.
Not enough counterweight. So yeah, it would be really fun to do some group smart with smart drills with a timer. Yeah, Neil, like I think I've mentioned it in the Discord, which by the way, dude, you're doing great with the freaking second place, 43 points. I love seeing the videos. Like I want to, I think fourth quarter goal and a priority, right? We're talking a little bit about priorities. I haven't made it my responsibility yet, but it's definitely a priority. Something I want to do is a fourth quarter goal is have a local group where we just do these, and I bring the timer, I bring the camera, I bring everything. Like I might even have to show up. Well, I could do all of it. I can bring everything in the bike. That's how I do it here. But bring all that stuff, and then we just get a group, and I'm like just filming. I just set it up like this. Let's go ahead. It's at the beginning. I kind of just, this is how you set up the actual camera. I don't have.
And I just walked from the end of the
Yeah,
Smart
that's
Rider Games. Now the Smart Rider Games, I'll pop it up on the screen here. But basically what we're gonna do is set up a nice and easy measure every single time. A tape measure about 10 feet. So get a 10-foot tape measure. And I just walked from the end of one side of it and just one.
Familiarization.
So I have like the camera on the tripod over on the right. I wonder if
Harder ones.
so I set up the camera here. I got the camera right there. I got the timer there, and then you guys can have your own face cams if you want, or have your own whatever cameras for you. But like I'll edit, maybe even like make it like a premiere, so it's almost like a live stream, where we get to do this, and we just go boom. So it's like I do it.
Worried
I
about
already have an idea
after that,
because it's
we'll
part
do
of the
this one.
games.
All right, so very
That was
simple.
that was the
Left-handed
idea to have
U-turn.
multiple
Let's go
people.
around it.
So let's say I do it right now. Like it's
Sure
my
you do it
turn,
with
right?
head
And you guys are like waiting
going nice
over
and
here.
slow. Counterweight friction zone.
So I exit out.
All right, then exit out. 9.
So let's say, so there's the camera right there. So let's say you guys are waiting over there. Now it's somebody else's turn to go. And then it's someone else's turn. And then it's someone else's turn. And someone else's turn. And then since we have the timer, we know like who's doing what. Maybe we'll do 2 runs and then 2 runs and then 2 runs. But I think it'd be a lot of fun just doing not all 24, because that took me, like I said, look, it took me 43 minutes with some editing. So it was close to like an hour. But imagine this one. The roller coaster. Are you ready for this one? Are you ready for this one? Neil, this one's let's watch this one. So there's the loop the loop.
We're gonna jump in.
I'm thinking of putting the roller coaster in the
Last one.
next
All right, guys.
in season 2. You guys ready? All right, here we go.
The roller coaster. Go around that first cone to the outside, around everything, around 2 cones. Okay, this is actually probably gonna be a little bit easier.
So right at the top it says first run, familiarize yourself with the design. Second run, warm up. Third run is for time. So like the first run, it's like I'm looking at the phone, I'm going slow. Second one, I'm like, okay, I got like half of it done. Third one, boom, I got it. So
Shouldn't have said that. All right, so then around everything.
yeah, see, I'm like familiarizing
Up
myself.
here, around to the outside, shift body, around everything, around these 2 cones. Shift hard to the body, to the left. Shift hard. Woo.
So 23
I think
seconds.
I'm getting dehydrated or dizzy.
Yeah, this is
All right,
at the
guys,
very end of a
23,
long day.
1. All right, not too bad. Not too bad.
I'll try to get out of the way.
3, 2, 1 for a warm up.
So 23 seconds,
around this
right?
first cone. Around this.
And the way I designed like the videos
Around this.
was the first one was that camera,
Those 2
that big
cones,
camera on the
and then come
tripod.
Back to where I just
Second
crossed right
one
here.
was
So
my
I have
face
these 2
cam.
cones,
Third one was the
in my body,
360.
shift in my body.
So you can
exit
see
out.
all the different.
All
I
right,
almost hit
let's
that,
see
but
what
you
time
so you
it
can
is.
see different. Now it's the body cam.
20.7.
So it knocked off about
All right.
2.5 seconds.
Yeah, 3, 2, 1.
So now it's like I got it. But so I wanted to show you guys in the third person view of what it looks like.
Around these. Around these. Oh, scraping the peg. Shift body, exit out.
Under 20 seconds on
0.7
that
is
one.
What I had originally. Let's see, 19.8, baby.
Yeah, I got a little excited. But yeah, so these are all the drills. Like, this one's fun. The crisscross. I changed it. It used to be called the butterfly, and now it's called the crisscross. There we go. So you see how it's on your phone? Like, you can have it on your phone, so you can just have it there. You don't have to have, like, a physical booklet. If you do get a physical booklet, you get the digital download. And right now, I haven't really been telling people this, is that if you get the digital and the physical version of this on the store, it links in the description for the store or this one, you're actually getting the digital download of all these 24 drills. So you can start practicing. You can start doing it for the new game season. I'm thinking August will be the season 2. We're going to do some harder drills. We're going to do, I think, only intermediate, hard, and then 1 expert. We'll do like 1 intermediate, 2 hard, 1 expert. And then maybe I'll give you guys, I mean, there's this one too. I'll give you guys in the Smart Rider crew voting rights on which ones to do. Maybe I'll do that in July, where it's like, here, vote for this. And then this way, you know, like which ones to practice. This is like probably one of my, not that one. I mean, that one's fun too, but this is probably my favorite one. The boxer's glove. I love that one. And then the triple threat. This is a fun one. This is a new, the new Anaconda. The old Anaconda used to exit out on the other side, but this is the new Anaconda off on the right.
All right, guys.
The Beggar is a new one. That's a new one. So yeah, guys, if you want to get the drills, go ahead. There's a link in the at the top for the founders, and you'll get that automatically. But go to Riding Smart, and you can go ahead and check it out. I'll go ahead and put this down here. So we have the newest MotoStars video from yesterday, and then we have a MotoStars video from July 27 to 2021. So we have like a 4-year-old, almost a 4-year-old video to go over. Is there an entry fee that covers the Smart Rider Games participant and award patches? There's no entry fee. It's free. And the way I'm able to make it free, and you can get a free digital download. You're just kind of coming in right now, so let's go over here. Let's go. I want you to go to the Smart Rider Games. So this is the Smart Rider Games on the website. You put your name and email, and you get 8 free drills, which is going to be what the games are. Now, this season's almost closing out, so tomorrow is going to be the last day for entry in week 7, and then zigzags next. But you can sign up for free. And then when it comes to covering the prizes, so right now, I haven't announced it, but anybody that, I don't know if I should announce it, because then now we're going to get a ton of people and it's going to cost me some money, but whatever, it doesn't matter. Anybody that's participated, I have your emails from the form to sign up and to submit your time. I'm going to be emailing you your shipping address, and you'll be getting a challenge coin. You'll be getting a challenge coin. And it comes on the back side. It has a number on it. So, I mean, the number's going to be random for you guys, but I have like the number 1 at home. This is number 6. You're going to get a challenge coin. So if you've participated, it's a thank you. Like, you guys gave me some great feedback when it came to like what we should do. And that's why I know just from participation, like 4 weeks is good. So there's like, I think 15 of you that have participated throughout the different weeks. I mean, some of you have participated every week. But a lot of you have like participated like 1 or 2 weeks and whatnot. You'll get a challenge coin. And the way there's no entry fee to support the shipping, the cost of the coin, all that stuff. The way to really participate and like support these free entries and everything like that is by becoming a Smart Rider Crew member. So if you want to become a founding member, click the link at the top of the chat, and that supports it. I'm using those proceeds and profits and whatnot to have these games be free for everybody. And then I'm hoping, like I said, at the 4th quarter when it comes to this year, is to hopefully get together. Like, I'll make an announcement, say, hey, anybody in Tucson, or if you want to travel, that's fine. Here's the day that we're going to be practicing. Here's this. We'll just have to like sign a release of liability and whatnot. My goal is to find a place to actually do that. So, let's see. I have a question. Can you get this coins, and will you have them sell as well so I can put them on a coin? I do. They are for sale right now, but they're relatively expensive on purpose. They're already on sale in the shop. I only have one, right? Well, let me go take a look. So I have like some older stuff. Now, if you've been around for years, I've already made a different challenge coin in the past. It's a little different. This is like my old school challenge coin. Look at that mustache. That's an old school challenge coin. I mean, I've made patches in the past. This is one of my older patches. What else do I have in here? Oh, I got a couple more of these coins. I got 4. But I've made patches in the past. I've made coins in the past. But right now the only one that's available is this one. I wanted to make guardian bells. I really wanted to make guardian bells. I talked to a few people back in the day to make them, but they get to they keep the mold, and they made it a point that after like 2 years they get to just start, or something like that, they get to sell the mold. Like they get to sell like their own they get to sell the guardian bell out of my mold on their own shop. And I'm like, that's not what I want. It's not what I want. So I was thinking about working with someone in China to make a guardian bell for me. And if they steal the mold, then it is whatever. It's whatever. It's going to be a very specific mold for the DDFM Crew Smart Rider. That's not a bad idea, actually. Get a Smart Rider Crew guardian bell. Get a 3D printer. Yeah, I want it to be like made out of pewter. So, I mean, I did make keychains back. Like, keychains are fun. Keychains are fun. And that's another thing is, here's what I found out. I went through an American company to make these, and I found that they just, I mean, because it took a while, and they helped me design it, but I think they just had someone in China make them, and so they're like the middlemen. I love challenge coins. I got some from the fire department and everything. All right, guys, we're going to get started here. 63 of you, 53 likes. See if we can get 10 more likes. Let's take a look at what this video looks like. I got some, okay, a little bit of road rage. Oh, there's a tire on the road. There's a crash. Wait, is this an older one? No, I mean, I could have swore I've seen that one before. Well, this one's going to be interesting. Crash in a ditch. How did that start? This accident almost ended us. Okay. Corner. It's a corner. Okay. Wasn't paying attention. Straight up, didn't even turn. So he's looking back right there. I want you to see that. He's looking back right there. He did the whole hand on the hips, looking back. Still looking back, looks forward. Oh, crap. There's the dump. So how do we rescue? Remain calm. Everyone's remaining calm. That's good. He's walking wounded, maybe. Laying down. Okay, not bad. You don't need to give them water. If they're going to have surgery, you don't want any water. So only give water if, like, it's obvious they're not hurt. But if their leg is, like, broken this way and you put a tourniquet on because they're bleeding out, don't give them water. Because one thing is that they can definitely get nauseous from the pain and whatnot. And then aspirate, because they'll be on their back. They'll aspirate that and then choke on their vomit. And then when they give anesthesia and all that stuff, they might get nauseous and whatnot for the surgery. Where's the crash? No, that's a road rage at the end. We don't really care about that. There's that one. Okay, so it's right at the beginning. Slowing down for stops. Okay, red light. Stopping for a red light. So he lost traction right away. Right hand on the front brake, dumped the bike. So we're going to go over that. We're going to go over all of that. 56 likes, 69 of you in here. Nice. Sometimes when you get really spooked, you get this weird metallic taste in your mouth, whatever that is. You could use some water. Yeah. I mean, it's probably, I don't know what it is, but it sounds like when you have that adrenaline rush and you get maybe a metallic taste in your mouth or whatever, it's because your blood pressure is spiking. So maybe you have some interstitial fluid seeping out into your mouth from your gums or whatever, or you're breathing heavy and you get some of that stuff out, and it's the iron in your blood. And so you're probably tasting that. So it's an interesting, that's my best guess. I'm in the school of not judging other people's beliefs, however I study them intently. Yeah. Yeah. So guys, we're going to get started. 72 of you in here, 58. See if we can get 69 likes before we get started, but we're going to get started anyways. Just before the end of the video, see if we can hit 69. That'd be kind of funny. All right, so we're going to hit that record button. I got my pen out. Okay, we're going to go over the plan method. You guys know how that goes. So make sure you guys understand that. I think a lot of you, I see a lot of the same people in here. We're definitely going to be able to do that. So in 3, I'm going to hit the record button. And once that goes away, 3, 2, 1. What is up, everybody? DanDanTheFireman here. We're going over the brand new MotoStars video. Looks like we have some road surface hazards, some panic braking. We got some crashes here, so we're going to probably talk about how to rescue on that one.
Hey,
Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha.
I've got a bunch of unexpected and crazy situations.
Okay, let's take a look. We're on the interstate, did a head check. He's going to move over because it's an emerging area.
So
Perfectly good. That's part of positioning for safety. He's positioned off to the left. Locating hazardous, just had a blowout. Oh, there it is. Slowing it down. Good job with the brakes and moving into a new position for safety. So that was really good. So he recognized. Okay, let's go ahead and go over just the plan method on this one. And then we're going to apply the plan method on the other one. So position for safety, you're always trying to put yourself in a new position for safety by locating hazardous situations. Are they relevant threats? Could be. If not, not a big deal. But you're going to navigate around active ones. So right here, let's take a look. Cha-cha-cha-cha. So we're coming up to emerging area on the interstate. So we're on the right lane. I get it. The people that are merging, so he did a double check and see how many people were there. People that are merging should be yielding to us on the main highway already. So we should be yielding when we're entering, right?
Crazy situation.
But I don't like it. So he did a head check. This is what I would do. Do a head check and just move over to a new position so I can avoid anything that could happen.
So check this.
So he's now in a new position. So we located the hazardous situation. Is it a relevant threat? Could be. Let's just go ahead and navigate ourselves into a new position. So perfect.
Safe.
Perfect here. So just had a blowout. So located a hazardous situation up ahead. Assessing in his mind, this might be a relevant threat, but there's no active threats right now. So we're on high alert. So before anything happened, he started slowing down. You hear the downshifting. It's like, let's just be cautious when we're coming up to here. And then now we have a road surface hazard being launched across. I don't know how that happened, but it got launched across. But since we already slowing down, we already located and assessed that there could be a relevant threat. Now there's an active one because that thing's going to get in our path of travel. So we have to put ourselves in a new position for safety, which he has an escape route over here on the left. So very good. So he's going to utilize his escape path. Slowing it down, avoided the tire that just got launched out for some reason. Did a head check real quick to make sure there's no traffic. Got back on and then started taking off. So it was very good. That was utilizing the plan method fully. So with that knowledge, we're going to watch the other crashes and close calls and apply the plan method to everything else. Right here, watch out for open lane patterns. We have a red light. Okay, so that person was not locating that this was a red light and it's an irrelevant threat and we have to navigate with emergency braking. So what happened was that we panic broke. We slammed that front brake and we lost traction on that front tire. So you notice how we lost traction right there. Nobody hit us. Nobody knocked us down. We lost traction on the front tire because we slammed that front brake. Now, if you're in this position and you can't stop in time, it might be best to just go through and watch out for any traffic and might have to do emergency swerve or whatever, but just go through and avoid the pedestrians, avoid any road surface hazards, avoid any roadway users. Because if you just slam the front brake, you run the risk of this. Another way you can prevent this is that pay attention back there, way back there, and slow down because your total stopping distance is terrible if you try to stop from here to right here and slamming that front brake. So the multiple things you can do if you get caught in this, it might be better just to go through, but the best way to prevent it is to be paying attention to the signs and signals. And if we do crash, so here's the third option, we do crash as a smart rider, we're acquiring and using personal protective equipment because he landed on his left shoulder, and motorcycle gear, you have shoulder armor, so hopefully it's going to mitigate that so you don't break your AC joint, so the head of your humerus inside of your acroclavicular joint. You don't want to break anything in there and then tear your labrum or tear any of those ligaments and tendons. That'd be kind of crappy. Also, you're landing on your elbow. You don't want to break an elbow. Well, good thing he has a helmet because he hit the side of his head too. Hopefully it's not too bad. So he's checking his arm because he did hit his arm pretty hard. Alright, the car did indicate late, but I was too close to them to notice it. I was looking ahead to see if the road was clear. Lesson learned, don't tailgate. So what we're talking about there is space cushion. Okay, so don't tailgate. You want to have a space cushion. So good position right here. I like it. See how you can see super far? This is good positioning, but maintain a space cushion. It's good for line of sight and escape path. So right now, if they slam the brakes, we're going to watch this, but if they slam the brakes, you can just kind of go forward. You're not going to hit the back of the truck or back of the car. Oh, unless they switch lanes like that. That was kind of a D move, kind of random. That was definitely on the car driver. Good job with the emergency braking, though. That was really good. All right, we're going pretty fast, 145 kilometers per hour. Passing people. Oh, slammed the brake. Ooh, got lucky that there was an actual road there. Now we're going probably the appropriate speed limit. All right, let's go back just a little bit. So we're going 152. We're probably outrunning our headlights, so we won't be able to stop in time with what we can see with our headlights. So we're taking a guess what's after our headlights there's still going to be road when it comes to applying the brakes. So right here, he slams the brakes. That's why the camera went from back here to forward. That's why you can't see the speedo anymore because the weight transferred to that front tire. But he slammed it, and it's going to cause jostling because he's starting to lose traction. Lost traction. Now, I'm assuming he probably wanted to go over here. Thankfully, there's a road here. Normally, the road just keeps going, and there's like grass and cliff or whatever it is if you're in the mountains. So he's very lucky that this was the case and took this as an escape. And then slowed down, downshift, slowing down, downshift, all that stuff. Because he's in second gear right there. He was in fifth. So he's in fifth gear, freaking out. Now we're over here. Downshift, fourth, third, second. Yeah, so he got very lucky. Very, very lucky. All right, cruising at 62. And I always like to look at that. What's the speed? What's the environment that we're in? What are the road signs coming up? It looks like we have a turn coming up, so intersection, right? So set yourself to the situation. Are we speeding? That could be a problem for us, for emergency braking, swerving, and anything else. There could be roadway users. So I'm always looking at the scenario when it comes to these crashes and close calls.
This situation is a good reminder of why
So he's slowing down.
To avoid painted road markings.
So roundabout.
Almost immediately after riding over one,
Painted lines.
he loses control of his bike.
Okay, so we're turning hard. Not a big deal. We're increasing speed. Painted line. Was there anything in the... Yeah. So leaning pretty hard, increasing our speed. So leaning needs traction. So you need to use tire traction for leaning. And then when you're increasing speed, you need traction on those tires to be able to grab the ground so that you can propel yourself. And then the road surface itself can remove traction, and usually paint will do that to you. So try to avoid paint, try to avoid speeding around corners, and try to avoid leaning so hard in these turns. I get it, it's fun, it's a roundabout, but this is one of those hazards. Now, if he did it like right here where there's still asphalt, he probably wouldn't have fallen over. So just avoid the paint if you're going to be doing this. Or just go through the intersection kind of easy. So when we talk about gear, take a look at that. So he's looking at his arm, so he's got some road rash. But look at his leg. Okay? So right there is where you have protection on your gear, especially on the knee. So he's probably got a little bit of pain in his left leg. And then as soon as he gets up, he's like, ow, something's burning, something hurts. When you do that, right? If you poke yourself, you're like, ow. You look at it, you try to put your eyes on the injury. So you probably have some injuries there. So on motorcycle jackets, you have abrasion resistance on the outside like that. And then you have armor on the elbows. So make sure you get that.
No
Thankfully,
way.
I mean, he's not checking his hands. He's got gloves. He's not checking his feet because he's got boots. He's got a helmet.
Oh.
So wear full gear.
I good.
And double check
No
yourself.
way that happened to me again, bro.
Again. Okay, so common
Oh.
denominator here. Slow it down. Slow it down.
Yeah. All right.
All right, going pretty fast here with the flow of traffic. A Prius obviously comes out. That was definitely an open lane pattern. So if you don't know what an open lane pattern is, our lane is pretty open. We're in this lane right now. We do this all the time. We switch into lanes that are open, but our lane is open. So the pattern that we're looking for is if there's cars stacked up, they're stacked up and they want to switch into the open lane. So this Prius switched because it was stuck behind this vehicle right here. So if we're coming up to something like this, so we just switched lanes. We didn't want to be stuck behind them. We did it ourselves. Anticipate that you might want to do that too. So you see that, be careful passing. It's hard to be careful passing when the whole goal is to go fast. You just anticipate and hope they're never going to do that. People do that. You just did it. So be careful when you see that pattern. We have a sharp left turn. Like I said, we're always looking for signage. Sharp left turn. We're in a group ride. We're staggered. We're doing pretty good. Okay. So he's looking back. And he just never looked at the road that was turning. So definitely a rookie mistake, looking back and just keep going straight when the road turns. Pay attention to what's in front. Wear a Cardo pack talk. There's a link in the description for 10% off. Wear a Cardo, talk to each other. You don't have to look back. I get it. Maybe you want to look back for cool camera angles. So when we got this right here, that's the guy on the ground. So the first thing we want to do when somebody crashes is remain calm, ensure our own safety. So he parked off on the side. We want to remain calm. Tell someone to call 911 or you call 911 yourself, because usually everyone will just stand around not doing anything. And if he's truly in a bad way, if nobody's doing anything, nobody's calling emergency services, you can't get the chain of survival going. So if he's just bleeding out or has like a brain injury or legs like completely broken and it's been 10 minutes and nobody's called 911, well, if you call 911 at the beginning, before like in 10 minutes, maybe somebody's already there to start helping. And then they might need to get surgery. So pay attention to that. And then stop any major bleeds. So if he's bleeding out, we have a leg injury, arterial bleed or whatever, like a really bad cut, put a high and tight hasty tourniquet. Same thing with the arm. Don't want to put a tourniquet on the neck if there's a bleed up here. Don't do that. You want to keep their airway. You can also do direct pressure and you can pack the wound. That's something you want to learn with stop the bleed classes. And then quickly assess the severity. So if he's starting to ask like a lot of the same questions every 5 minutes, he probably has a TBI. So just don't let him get it back on the bike, because a lot of people are like, let's just get back on the bike. I'm embarrassed. No, dude, you have a TBI. We're going to sit here. You need to go to the hospital. We want to double check and make sure it's not a brain bleed. Spinal cord injuries. He's like, my legs feel tingly. More than likely has a spinal cord injury, so we're not going to get back on the bike. We're just going to call 911. Shock symptoms. He starts to look pale. And it says like cool, clammy, and profuse sweating. So profuse sweating is not like you've been outside all day and you're just like drenched, like you're just like sweaty. Profuse sweating is called diaphoresis. And what that is that imagine you just took a shower and you step out without drying. How soaked you are. That's what diaphoresis is. And that's what, when you see somebody like that, it looks like they just stepped out of the shower and they're just out here. That means their body is just shooting fluids out. They're going into shock. So be very careful with that. It's going to be weird. It's like, wow, dude, why are you so wet? That's what she said. So just be careful with that. He looks embarrassed, not a big deal. So he looks to be fine. But you want to be paying attention to that. Probably shot some brown fluid too. Yeah, TJ. Here we go.
Here the driver is cleared for
nice little space cushion. Very good. Looks like he's got full gear. Okay, we're going to pass. Oh, they want to pass too. Good job with the braking. Good job with the braking, and then we have to get ourselves out of it so he accelerates out. Very good. Stuff happens. Not supposed to be riding, or not supposed to be driving on the gore area. Looks like they went to pass everybody. He wanted to pass. It's not good. Just let them be idiots. Looks like they're riding with the flow of traffic. Not a big deal. Look at the motion blur on this camera. Probably shot it in 24 frames. So we're going a little too fast in the corner. Are we going to save it? Are we going to save it? Very good. A little bit too fast for that person on the corner. Started turning a little bit late. Managed it. Okay, here we go. Going the flow of traffic. Doing pretty good. Now we're speeding up. Now we're not going the flow of traffic. We have people going crazy. Good. Just took an exit. Wasn't supposed to be the exit he's supposed to take, but took the escape. Tell each other on your Cardo pack talks. I'll see you guys at at the restaurant, or I'll see you guys at home real quick. I'm going to have to take this weird detour, and it's probably going to disconnect because you guys going to be too far away from each other. But good job on him actually taking the escape instead of trying to force himself back onto that road over there, which would have probably caused an accident. All right, so pretty hard shifting, not a big deal. Beautiful looking area. Side of the vehicle, good job applying the brakes. Move over finally. So the locating and then positioning, you have to navigate back. Looking back at it, I can say reducing my speed could have avoided this near collision. I was more frustrated than I found out in my situation rather than being angry at the driver. Drive safe, y'all. God bless. So wasn't going fast, was able to apply the brakes in time and then just kind of swerve over with one hand. Imagine if we were speeding around that corner, we would have collided with that car. So speed sometimes is a factor
On one hand,
when it comes to you guys crashing.
going too fast. On the other, the driver didn't check properly.
So speeding
Both of
up
them
a little
got a
bit.
very valuable lesson that day.
Not a big deal. There's that, though. So nighttime, it's hard to see us. It's even hard to see the cars. You didn't see that until last second. Imagine trying to see us on the road. A car takes up the whole lane. We're just a tiny little thing with one headlight. They got two headlights. It could be dangerous.
Both of them got a very valuable
So you see the headlights there. They start to turn. At this point, we have to roll off the throttle, apply some emergency progressive braking so that we can stop in time,
lesson that day.
or at least slow down enough. So he did slow down enough, realized wasn't going to stop before he's going to hit, so swerved left. So practice your emergency braking, practice your emergency swerves. Yeah, checking his pants and looking back. Get yourself going because you got traffic coming.
Oh my god, that scared me, man.
Yeah, scared the crap out of him.
Holy.
All right, going with the flow of traffic, you can see him getting closer in my mirror. Okay, let's take a look. I'll try to get out of the way. So I'm assuming that's the person right there. Yep, there it is. Let's see what position he put himself in. Okay, so this right here is the position I would put myself in if somebody's tailgating, because it gives them the option to pass you. And yes, they might take part of your lane. They're probably going to do that anyways if you're over here. But this way you're positioning off to the right so that if they do take your lane, it's not going to be close to you. Okay? So this is actually pretty good. Let's see what happens. And it's annoying because it's like, dude, pass me already. And I get that. So he slowed down. He was at 69. Now he's going to 64.
Fast forward like 5-ish minutes. This guy's still riding me.
So he's going down to
close.
60.
He's not getting any farther back, so I kind of tell him, like, back off. He's a little bit too close, and I don't like it. You guys can't see it, but he's like flicking me off. He's extremely mad, banging on his steering wheel.
So when it comes to that, like, just think about it. Just a little bit. Let's dive a little bit in there. So he went from like 69 miles an hour to 55 to 60, and he's literally saying pass, pass. The guy wants you to go fast so he can go faster. More than likely, the guy doesn't feel comfortable passing. He doesn't like to, like, he has a fear of passing or whatever. So he's like, you just go fast so I can go the speed I want. It's like, dude, get a better skill set and pass me. Just pass me. And another thing you can do if you don't like it, if it's been 5 minutes, just do this. Go down to like 30. They just go, get back on, go back to 60. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Think of it as like as a fun way to practice your emergency swerve to the right, downshifting, shift back up, and then get back on, and then now you're practicing emergency acceleration. Make it a training moment for you so this guy can get out of your way.
So right here, I just try to get him to go around me because I don't want to have to deal with that. And this is where things escalate.
Oh, geez. Now it escalates? So you just... Oh. Okay. Well, solved the problem. Not a big deal. All right, here we go. What do we got here? So the sign... Sharp right turn. Okay? Always pay attention to that. Keep a good space cushion so you can make these turns. Oh, they're stopping for some reason. Oh, because that person turned left. Took an escape path. using a Cardo Pack Talk Edge. Link in the description for 10% off. But did what he needed to do. Probably couldn't stop in time. But that's why I always keep a space cushion. But handled it. A little scary. You never want to be that close to somebody. All right, so intersections, red light. We're taking a right-handed turn. Not a big deal. Very good. We have the side of the vehicle right there. They might come out, so be careful.
Really, bro?
So good job applying the brakes and seeing that ahead of time and slowing it down. Imagine if we, as soon as we turned, we just accelerated hard.
Not paying attention.
No, yeah, they weren't.
Example for you guys, like.
Yep.
I was watching them the whole time.
Good, good.
I had a feeling.
So watch them the whole time. So located hazardous situations with that vehicle sticking out. Right there, side of the vehicle. Assessed if it's a relevant threat. Is it an active threat? Yes, it is. They're coming out. So it's an active threat. So we have to put ourselves in a new position for safety by rolling off the throttle, applying the brakes, allowing them to go through, or just kind of seeing what's happening here.
Really?
So that's what he was doing.
Bro?
Now they stopped. Now we want to get ourselves out of traffic. So we have to now put ourselves in a new position for safety because we have a problem if anybody's coming up behind us. So accelerate out of there. It's about taking action, 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 action. This is a way to take action. You don't want other people to do things for you. You don't want to be thinking the whole time. So this is the plan method. All I have to do is put myself in a new position. Is there a hazardous situation? Is there any relevant threats? If it is, I got to navigate. I got to move. I got to go to a new position. Boom, 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 go. Boom, 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 go. Boom, 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 go. You have to keep making decisions because you're traveling at speed and you don't want to get hit. A lot of people just think the whole time and things happen to them. So they rev bomb, they honk the horn, all that other stuff. Do something.
The whole time, because I had a feeling.
Van crashes into lorry. Okay. So maintaining a space cushion, very good. Oh, van wasn't paying attention.
Ooh.
So right there, they hit. Watch out for them reversing into you. So he's doing a head check to the left real quick because he's going to want to switch lanes. So good job on that.
Ooh.
Oh, don't be in a car or on your motorcycle. Give space when you see something like that. You saw them drop something. They're going to drop something. On a motorcycle, you run over something dropped, you might fall down. So you're going to be practicing your swerves here. In a car, it's going to go under your undercarriage, it's going to break something, or it's going to go through your windshield, or it's going to break your bumper, or whatever it is. Give that space. I like it when cops pull these people over because they don't have their stuff tied down.
Dude, you're dropping.
Just give them space or pass them. Look at that. Yeah, just pass them, get out of there. Intersection, we got a bird on the road. Nice little adjustment. Oh, geez. I think we've all dealt with that, having to do a quick little... Uh-oh. Open lane pattern. You guys see that? You guys see it? Just the 1 second we saw. We're moving faster than this person and this person. This person right here doesn't want to be stuck behind this person. They see this vehicle moving faster than this person, so they're like, okay, we'll just switch over. They don't check their mirrors. They don't check their blind spots for us. And this right here is why we ride staggered with other vehicles, just like in a group ride. Because when they switch over, we're not right here. Ride staggered. But just see this. Just see this when you're out driving. Let me know in the chat if you see this when we're out driving.
This is one of those situations that shows just how important it is to stay out of the driver's blind spot.
Good job moving over to a new position to the left. Watch out for the curb and move on. All right, we're gonna switch over. Be careful when you're doing that because of that right there. Not a big deal. Side of the vehicle. Go ahead and move over just a little bit. Trying to avoid all these issues. That person wants to do that. Kind of a D move, but whatever. Just going to swerve and accelerate out of there. Good. Carnage garage on wheels. Okay, so what do we got here? We have a turn coming up. We have the side of the vehicle approaching. Are they going to come out? Yes, they are. Good job that they saw, but we're not speeding super fast. We were able to kind of slow down a little bit, navigate around it. Side of the bicyclist. Usually problems. Good job applying some brakes. See, cyclists, they want access to the road, but they don't follow the road rules. Like, get to the turn lane and then turn left. Why are you crossing across everything? Good job with the braking, though, and seeing that ahead of time. All right, 125 kilometers an hour, pushing it a little bit, kind of tucked in. We saw that it was a merging area. It's not necessarily a close call. You moved yourself out of the way. But if you're coming up to here and you see the merging cars right here, like we saw this in the first video, just move over. I get it, they should be yielding, but they don't do that they don't do that a lot. They just go. They don't like to yield. So just move over. Not a big deal. Don't wait until you get close. Yeah, so there's a yield sign. They're supposed to be yielding, but they don't. Just move over early. Move over earlier than that. So what are they gonna do? Run into the wall so that you can keep staying in your lane? All right, little one-wheel looking thing. So we got some e-bikes, a mix of scooters. Yeah, there's a curb there, buddy. There's a curb there. This is a pretty eclectic, I've always wanted to use that word, group of people. We have a motorcycle, we have a Suron, we have that little like unicycle thing. There's a motorcycle there. There's a scooter with LEDs right here. It's like an electric bike and motorcycles, and he just runs right over the curb. Good job on everyone kind of paying attention. There's another scooter there. It kind of looks like fun. But anyways, no fast lane, bro. Any angry driver tailgates me for no reason. All right, let's take a look. We're on a scooter. Okay, so we have somebody on our butt. So scooters really aren't the fastest. So try to stay out of the fast lane. Just kind of stick in the right lane for the most part. Not a big deal. You don't have to be... Okay, we chased him down.
Hey, bro, I got a question.
You don't have to chase him down.
Is there a reason why you were so close to me on that road back there?
Let's see how this is handled, though.
Close to you. Why are you in the fast lane on a scooter?
There's not a fast lane coming in town.
The left lane is called the passing lane, brother.
It's actually the middle lane because they go both ways. They go both ways.
You need to learn how to drive.
So you ask here's the thing. You ask him a question. He gives you his answer. And then you want to argue. So like you went into this wanting to argue. So you're escalating. Like you not only like the issue was on the road, it's over. That's it. It's over. You went to follow, to ask. Really was you went to follow to argue. So it's escalated again. And then he talks to you calmly, and then you deflect and defend your own position. So you just really were there because you're pissed off. Learn to control your emotions, kind of breathe a little bit, set it aside. Especially if it's strangers. Here's the thing. If it's a stranger, who cares? Strangers, that's it. It's done. It's over. There were strangers beforehand. You had a minor connection in life, and then they become strangers again. Now, I get it when it comes to, like, friends, family, you know, your girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever, and you kind of want to be heard, and then you go ahead. Figure out how to have conflict. But here...
Oh, okay.
Just let it go.
Well, I suggest don't, okay? It's not camera, so and it'll be on YouTube, so I can't wait.
And then at the end of the day, you're on the scooter. He's not. I mean, if he does want to escalate it himself, because you know you're escalating, he might want to escalate it from here, and he could just knock you over. There could be a fight. There could be whatever.
There's no fast lane. There's no fast lane, okay? There's no fast lane.
That's all I'm saying.
All I'm saying?
He's
no fast lane.
That guy's doing it pretty well, to be honest.
No, I know it. But there's
I like his mullet
lane.
too.
There's two lane directions. When you turn left and right on a road, the fast lane. Oh, well, I hope they do, but that's not on that road.
I want to see if I can get his license plate. What is that? What is that? What's that license plate? Is there a way to... No, I can't zoom. It's just going to zoom the UI. I wonder if I do this. No, just the UI. Gosh, I want to look up if there's a law and see if this guy's in the right, just to prove the scooter guy wrong.
No fast lane when there's two lane directions. When you turn left and right. I know it, but
I know this. We're doing this live, and I really don't want to take up too much of the live because this is just being recorded. I don't even want to edit this out. You guys are just going to stick with me. You guys are just going to stick with me. I'm petty. I try not to be, but I'm leaning into it on this one. You guys help me out here. Start Googling. Damn. I can't see what it is. Like, what's the black? I mean, that's the "Don't Tread on Me" flag, but I think that's like something that you can add when you get a new. What do you think this is? We might just have to have the answer. If you're watching this after the fact and this is uploaded, I think this is gonna be the Saturday's video. Write in the comments what you think that is. See if you can find the left lane law and all that stuff. We'll try to figure it out on the live stream here Tuesdays at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. We'll try to figure that out.
When you turn fast lane. Oh, well, I
Kentucky resident, Alabama. You guys are.
Okay. If you're telling me I need to get educated, you need to read the book. It's not when you turn both directions. So why would you have a fast lane if you turn left?
So a little bit more into conflict, right? Scooter guy wants to be heard. That's why he keeps pushing. This guy wants to be heard too. They're being combative. They're like, you're not hearing me, I'm not hearing you. Something very simple to de-escalate. This guy right here with the mullet, he does not have to do this. But here's what you can do. Be like, hey, I understand you're upset that you think I was tailgating you. Not a big deal. I'm sorry. You don't want to say big deal, but it's like, sorry that you felt like I was tailgating you. There was no reason. I wasn't trying to be upset with you. There's nothing. Hope you have a great day. Easy to just kind of de-escalate that way. Or you can just actively listen to it. Be like, hey, I see that you feel like I was tailgating you. That's not my intent. Whatever it is, kind of move on. Hopefully that de-escalates the person to also saying, hey, I just want you to understand, like, it made me feel like we're on scooters, I'm on a motorcycle, it's dangerous for us. Any type of, road surface, like a pothole or somebody kind of clipping us, will knock us down, and then now we don't have a cage, and then we crash and we get hurt. It's like, just be aware on how close you could be when it comes to like a motorcyclist, because it's a big issue for our motorcycle community. Like, you can totally shift it in these ways, but when you're like, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this, you should, it becomes a problem. And it really takes two mature people to really do that, though. And that's one of the problems, is that there's not a lot of people that are mature or that will want to listen or want to, set aside ego. Ego is such a problem. And really, and here's the thing, at the end of the day, you don't even have to pull up to this person to deal with it. You don't even have to do that. I know New Mexico has a black plate, but I don't think this is New Mexico. All right, guys. With that said, I hope you guys ride safe, be safe. Please check out the Smart Rider crew if you want to be a part of the Smart Rider crew. There's a founding position for it, but we got the Smart Rider training manual coming out hopefully by the end of the month, and we have the Smart Rider drills already available. So if you become a Smart Rider crew member, you get the Smart Rider drills, and you're going to get the Smart Rider training manual, and then future courses that I put out. And it's going to be an online motorcycle club, so please do that. Join up, and we're going to have some really cool events coming up, and you guys get to help vote on those things. With that said, hope you guys ride safe, be safe, and I'll see you guys on the next live stream. Yeah, guys, all right, let's take a look. We're going to hang out for just a little bit on this one.
You can't be a fast lane on... No, I know it.
So... let's take a look at what happened here. We're in the left lane. Oh, maybe we can get some more information here. Yorktown Gate Visitors Information Commercial Distance. Yorktown Gate Visitor Information. Yorktown Gate Visitor Information. Jacksonville, Florida, right? Is that Jacksonville? Jackson, yeah, so Florida. So Jacksonville, Florida, left lane for passing law. The left lane on roads with 2 or more lanes traveling in the same direction should generally be used for passing slower traffic, not for cruising. It says generally, it says, while it's not illegal to drive in the left lane at the speed limit, it is against the law to impede the flow of traffic by remaining. So, Scooter Boy is wrong. Can you drive in the left lane without passing what Florida law says? Oh, geez. I don't want to deal with that. Started a campaign to remind drivers going too slow on the interstate major highways against the law too, known as passing or hammer lane. The left lane is generally reserved. I mean, this is for the state. I mean, Jacksonville might have their state law trumps municipality. All right, so obstructing traffic in the left lane is against the law. Uniform Vehicle Code revised the law in 2014 to make left lane for passing, not cruising, unless there's congestion or an obstruction in the right lanes. There wasn't there. Breaking the statute by proceeding less than blah blah blah. $179. So it is against the law. You get a fine. Problem solved. Let's take a look. Yeah. You need to get out of that left lane then. And then we went and followed. You got to be careful with that, because I think, doesn't Florida have a stand your ground law too? Or the castle doctrine? Let's find out. Florida stand your ground law. Yep. It eliminates the duty to retreat before using force. ChatGPT says Yorktown, Virginia. Let's see. License plate. Well, let's even do that. Yorktown, Virginia, left lane passing law. Might as well have this. There is a left lane law. This law requires use of left lane only for passing slow traffic. So even in Yorktown, Virginia, even if both, right? Yeah, but in Florida, you got to watch out. So the fact that he was coming in to do this.
Hey, bro, I got a question.
What's up?
And to initiate. So if he just started getting violent, he can just do whatever he wants about it. So you got to be careful with that, guys. Got to be careful with that. Got to be careful. Got to be careful. It's not smart. It's not smart. Yeah, the mullet guy was pretty reasonable. 75 likes, guys. If you just now joined the live stream, go ahead and hit that like button. Go and hit that like button. It's 12:28. I'm gonna get some tacos tonight. Been waiting to get some of these tacos again. I haven't had them since December-ish, maybe? I don't know. Welcome, Juliana. Became a Smart Rider crew member. Very nice. It is Tuesday. Taco Tuesday. I didn't even think about that. All right, guys. We're going to jump into this one. 83. Oh, very nice. 83 likes, guys. We're going to jump right into this one. This is an older video. It looks like fire and EMSs are already on scene. There's a lot of... Looks like wildland firefighting. So they might have been coming or going to a wildland fire, but obviously stopping, they have a duty to act, especially if they're first responders. This guy's still on the ground. That's not a good sign. You never had a taco before. You need to come to America and have some tacos, dude. I almost want to get tacos for lunch. There's a great place here in Tucson. All right, guys, we're going to jump into this one. We're going to hit that record button in 3, 2, 1. All right, everybody, this is a 4-year-old video from Motosars. We're going to utilize the plan method and see if it still applies. Of course, it still applies to these older videos, but this is an educational video, so we're going to jump right into it. We're going to watch the video. We're going to go over it and utilize this to diagnose what the problem was. So let's take a look. Going around a corner, it's a merging area with a bunch of traffic, so we're locating hazardous situations.
And the driver showed
We're switching over.
And what behavior on the road should
Okay, somebody's in our lane. It's an open lane pattern. They're gonna probably want to switch over into us. No, we were slowing down. As he drifts in my lane, I got spooked in a split second instead of using my horn. Okay. You don't need to hit. Now, this is a 4-year-old video, so there's a lot of that rev bombing and hitting the mirrors. That used to be a thing back in the day. But what happened here was, yeah, they drifted in our lane. We switched lanes. We located it as a hazardous situation. It is a relevant threat. We navigated the active one. We're supposed to put ourselves back into a new position for safety with good space, cushion, line of sight, and at least an escape route. The problem with this is that we get up to here, our space cushion is deteriorating. So, yes, we located, assessed, and navigated because our space cushion is deteriorating, so we're moving into the left lane over here to put ourselves in a new position for safety. The goal is to do it ahead of time. Don't wait until your space cushion is absolutely destroyed. Do it ahead of time, especially if you don't want to slow down and go with the flow of traffic. You want to just keep going. You have an open space. Now, this is also called an open lane pattern. This is an open lane. Our lane is moving slow. We move to an open lane. Same thing for cars. If their lane is moving slow, they move to an open lane. They think it's an open lane, but we're right there because they don't do a head check or they check their mirrors. They just go. So watch out for those. We do it ourselves. The other car drivers do it themselves. You'll see it ahead of time. So we switched over. They switch over too, for whatever reason. Not a big deal. Don't hit the mirrors though, guys. Just pay attention to what you're trying to do and get yourself out of there. Yeah, no mirror check too from the driver or from the motorcycle rider. You're right, Rune. Okay, so these are all open lane patterns. I want you guys to see this. This person is stuck behind this person. They see an open lane. They're like, I'm just going to switch over without doing a check for us. So be very careful when you're riding in the lane that's open. I would prefer to be into the far left lane in this situation, especially if I'm passing everybody. I want to be away from all of this nonsense. Because people will just switch lanes out of nowhere, and I don't want to have to do an emergency swerve. I'd rather just be in the safe spot. Just like we just switched right there. Okay, just stay here. Now you're stuck. Not a big deal. Maintain a space cushion. Well, that's why, I mean, if you hit the mirror, if you hit a mirror, you piss people off. So don't do that. You're in a very dangerous spot. You can get sandwiched. Don't hit mirrors, guys. You start creating issues like this. Now you have to outrun and get in a high rate of speed to avoid the issue. Wow. It's not worth it. I failed to notice he turned his headlights off and was approaching me. This dude is extremely angry. He kind of did it with the punch. These are the consequences sometimes. Sometimes people let it go. Some people get freaking pissed and they want to kill. I would get behind the far right car and slow it down and then start passing and just, yeah, do this. But now we're putting ourselves in a dangerous spot when it comes to our speed, because if we have to apply the brakes really hard, we have to do emergency swerves, it becomes an issue. So just, guys, don't punch the frickin' mirror. Trunk almost runs over cyclist. All right. So we're speeding up, not a big deal. Okay, it's a nice open road. Nice position off to the right so that if anybody wants to pass for some reason, we can swerve hard into the shoulder. So we're doing pretty good, not going super fast, handling it. Nobody in the mirrors. We're slowing down for a reason. Oh, because there's what is it, cyclists? Okay, so they have the sign, so they hit the sign. It's telling everyone to slow down and stop. We have these kind of crosswalks near where I live. Ooh. So the truck wasn't paying attention, was honking the horn. Definitely a truck's fault. That person was locating hazardous situations, saw this was a relevant threat, wheeled himself out. The other person maybe didn't see it, but definitely didn't stay in the lane and passed. So you can still utilize the plan method when you're riding a bicycle, driving a car, riding a motorcycle, walking on the sidewalk. Still utilize the plan method. He was supposed to stop. The truck driver was supposed to stop. That's what those signs are for. And it has flashing lights too to let you know there's crossings happening. Oh, whiskey throttle. Checking his legs. Oh, leaking. He's leaking. He's leaking. Oh, either the line is destroyed, because that's a lot to be coming out. It's just gas. Your body's more important at this point. Buddy can handle the bike. You can just handle yourself. So what happened here? I mean, I know dirt bikes are different than motorcycles in some aspects, but when it comes to doing slow speed maneuvers, please check out the Smart Rider Games. I'm coming out with a new book with 24 drills. There's a digital version with 24 drills. But if you get the physical booklet, I mean, you're getting all these different drills right here. I do include the new digital drills with the physical purchase. So go ahead and grab one. Practice your slow speed maneuvers, your friction zone, throttle control, and don't let out the clutch when you give it a lot of throttle. Because that's what happened here. So he hit that bump, accidentally let go of the clutch, but he still had throttle going. So if you get into this position, instead of like, oh crap, do your best. Don't try to ride it out. Only that. Still try to ride it out, but don't just be like, oh crap, now I'm just going to go. No, pull in the clutch. Pull in the clutch, roll off the throttle. Reach for the front brakes and apply it. Do your best as quickly as possible, and that's how you can practice with this. Because if you just kind of like, I'm going to ride it out, well, there's a house right here. There's a debris and stuff. So pull in the clutch. It's going to remove power to that rear wheel. As much as you give it this and you have the clutch in, it's not going anywhere. That's what a rev bomb is. So there's the impact to the face. Legs are probably getting all scraped up pretty bad here. And so if you have a nasty laceration, put a tourniquet on or something. Remain calm, ensure your own safety, stop major bleeds. And that's why you start in parking lots. But this can happen randomly. It looks like he was riding with his buddy. His buddy just shows up. Yeah, from over there. Yeah, it's not a good situation.
Coming out.
Oh, I need to take a screenshot.
Apparently,
for the thumbnail.
It's like trouble from the very beginning.
All right, so a nice little group ride, not a big deal. Oh, car. Car's being a dum-dum. I mean, we were taking up 3 lanes of the road. It's like, let's just hang out in 1 lane. Come on, guys. Oh. Now he hit another car. Kind of just like leave him. It's like Gotham City. Yeah, that's kind of his own fault. All right, what else do we got here? This is New York City. Kind of a weird situation. All right, we're coming through here. Not a big deal so far. We might have a vehicle come out in front of us, maybe some behind us. So we're coming up to an intersection. Person wasn't paying attention. Probably couldn't see us or didn't see the light because of the sun in the eyes, all this other stuff. So it did an escape path with whatever it was to get around, angel or not. Was able to move over, probably saw it in his mirror. So this is why it's very important to look at your mirrors, even though you're coming up to a stoplight or stop sign. Have that 360 situational awareness. And if you have to, move over, because give them an escape. Don't take up the whole thing. Give them an escape. Give them an option to not hit you, if that makes sense. No accountability. You see how she's just like, I'm just gonna ignore what just happened. Oh my god. I'm just gonna pretend I'm busy. I'm just gonna, I'm gonna go ahead and get my file folder. I'm just gonna like not look. Be like, yeah, okay, now it's green. Okay, bye.
What are you doing?
And then confused and surprised of what she did.
What are you doing in my lane? I'm here. You just passed me and stop here just now.
Hey, she said, okay, sorry. It's pretty rare, but a little condescending.
You guys gotta be careful, man. Have a nice day.
He handled it well. Good job. All right, having some fun. Got all our statistics on our phone. We're gonna go around this corner. It looks pretty sharp. We weren't paying attention to that. Going a little off-road. Not a big deal. Hey, at least we crashed slowly, but wasn't paying attention to the road at all. So make sure when you guys are going through areas like this, speeding, having fun. See how it's like a blind turn? You can still see that it's turning, though. We weren't paying attention. Panicked a little bit, started applying the brakes instead of just making the turn. So maybe he wasn't paying attention until he saw that there's a turn. Oh, crap. My skill that I know is to apply the brakes in an emergency. When sometimes it needs to be, I wasn't paying attention. Now I'm paying attention. Now here's the area that I'm supposed to be focused on. I need to focus on the solution. I need to target fixate on the solution versus target fixating on the problem. So remove this. Be like, nope, I'm looking over here, looking over here, looking over here. Turn. Versus, I need to stop, I need to stop, I need to stop, I need to stop because I'm going to crash into this. I'm going to crash into this. Focus on the solution. Change your target fixation on the solution. Prioritize. We talked about this a little bit at the beginning of the live stream. Prioritize your focus.
A very similar situation.
Make an effort towards that priority.
The main reason for the biker's fall.
All right, going around a corner, we're gonna hit some road surface hazard. Nope. Okay, very good. The road looks kind of weird, but we're doing fine. We're all over the place.
I got a bad feeling about this.
So same thing here. Same thing here, guys. Like we're kind of all over the place. Our focus is just kind of on the road, and then all of a sudden we get up to here, we get a little confused. Now we have, if we were trying to make the turn to the right, focus on the turn. Focus here. Sees this big sign, starts focusing here. Let's not focus there. Now when it comes to escape path, so that's the wrong button, but it's a space cushion, so that's good to know if you don't know what a space cushion is. We focus here, but we have an escape path. There we go. We have an escape path over here too. So we have two options, here or here, but we focused on this. What is your priority? When I'm riding, my priority is not to crash. That's it. And so everything I do when I'm riding, if the priority is not to crash, is to prevent the crash. So I know speeding is a huge factor when it comes to crashing. Not paying attention is a huge problem when it comes to crashing. Other roadway users is a big problem when it comes to crashing. Road surface hazards is a big problem to crashing. So I focus on these things. I make sure I don't speed. I make sure I'm paying attention. I make sure that I'm looking at what other drivers are doing with their behavior. And the last one I forgot, but still I'm paying attention to all of it. The ground. I'm making sure that I'm not running over any gravel or potholes or all these other things. And that's it. I'm not worried about what gear I'm in. I'm not worried about, how much throttle should be perfect. I'm not worried about certain body positions. I'm not worried about should I be applying front and rear brake at the time, or I'm not worried about that. I practice all those skills when I'm here in the parking lot. When I'm out on the road, I'm practicing focus and I'm practicing where I'm supposed to be going. And other people. Because in a parking lot, there's no other people. Unless you're doing it in a Walmart parking lot in the middle of the day. Doing an empty parking lot. I'm focusing on escape paths. I'm focusing on where I'm supposed to be going. I'm looking at the signage, but then I'm not paying attention to it after I see it because I'm focusing here. I'm looking for other things. Put effort into where you're focusing. Not the problem.
Bad feeling about this.
Sees this. He's staring right here. That's where he's putting his effort in. Put effort in the turn. Put effort into the escape. Put effort into... I made a mistake. I took the left path. Accidentally, I wanted to go right. I took left. Oh, I made a mistake. I was supposed to go right. Not a big deal. I'm going to do my U-turn, which you can do in practice in all these drills right here. I know how to do U-turn. I'll do a quick U-turn. Go back. Reestablish my focus. Reestablish my effort.
Bad feeling about this.
So we get up to here. The reason why we dumped the bike right there, we slammed that front brake. We wouldn't be in this position if we focus on where we're supposed to be going. That's all. It's a mistake. It's a lack of focus. And a lot of people don't want to be like, well, I was paying attention. It's like, well, no, you weren't. And it's okay. It's okay. All right, lots of traffic. Watch out for anybody coming out. We have a sharp right, sharp left turn. Traffic is stopped, so slowing it down. So shortly after leaving Hell's Kitchen on Ortega Highway, I came across this motorcycle accident involving a Harley rider. Not good. So right now we don't see what's happening. We see a lot of emergency vehicles, so they're handling it. Okay, we see a crash. Okay, so people aren't helping right now, even though you have all those emergency vehicles. So for me, personally, I'd be like, I have emergency knowledge. I carry my rescue pack. I have a fanny pack full of tourniquets, full of other stuff. So now my job here to me, because these are just regular plainclothes people, they're not first responders yet. I'm going to remain calm. I don't need to call 911 because 911's on scene already. They got radios and stuff. I'm going to ensure my own safety, so I'm going to pull over on the side of the road. I think that's what he's going to do. And I'm going to check for any major bleeds. I'm going down the arms and legs. I'm double checking because if they start bleeding out, not good. If I'm going to check the back, he's already on his back. Check his back, make sure there's any punctures or anything like that. And I'm going to check his abdomen, make sure there's no any punctures like that. Obviously, want to check if he's breathing. You know, so if he's talking to you, that's good. That means he's breathing. It means his heart's working too. And then that's all you can really do. Now that you have EMS on scene, I mean, you could still try to quickly assess the severity. But these are gee whiz things to tell dispatch. You know, it's like, hey, he's very disoriented. He's starting to throw up a lot. He says that he can't see very well. They're going to be like, okay, head injury. Same thing. You can start saying he feels like his legs are tingly, like his hands, he doesn't feel his hands very well. Could be a spinal cord injury or nerve damage in the arms. Shock symptoms. He's like sweating intensely and he's just feeling weak. And like I checked his pulse and I could barely feel it. So shock symptoms. So really all you can do is stop any major bleeding, lay them down, monitor any changes. He's already laying down, leave him there. Try not to move him. If he wants to lay on his back, that's perfectly fine. So he's going to, yeah, there you go. Ensure his own safety. Very good. Moved over. Okay, so we got traffic control. That's very good because that's part of ensuring your own safety. He's looking for hazards. You don't want to get hit. Not much. Okay, so right here, it was shown that they were kind of riding side by side a little bit. He must have just took off. And then now we come up on the scene. That's not a fun feeling. See how you just kind of stand around? It's not a fun feeling. It's like, what do we do? That's why I try to give you guys this. If you become, it's part of the Smart Rider training manual that's going to be launched at the end of the month. You get a digital download for the rescue card. So you can make it yourself if you want. I just go to Vistaprint and print these out. I got a whole bunch. I might put them back on the store, but you get one if you get the rescue booklet. This is more in depth on the store. It's a nice little comic. It's a lot of fun. It's a rescue booklet on what you want, what you can do. And then at the very end, there's Prep Medic. He actually did a full course on how to use all this stuff for us. And so there's a QR code for that. And then it comes with a rescue card itself. So you can put this in your wallet. I have one in my wallet. So here's my wallet. I keep one in my wallet. So if you're ever on a crash and like you don't know what to do, you can just kind of pull it out and like follow the list of things that you need to do. But it's a terrible situation sometimes. And bleeding, major bleeding is a very preventable, very common loss of death or loss of life. So be very careful when it comes to that kind of stuff. What do we got here? Asking these police officers, will they... I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Is that the end of it? All right. Yeah, I don't care about that. That's kind of weird. With that said, I hope you guys ride safe, be safe. We do have the Smart Rider crew. We're starting an online motorcycle club, so if you want to become a founder, please do so. Link will be in the description for 50% off. Once the Smart Rider training manual and all the other courses come out, the price will go up. It'll double. But right now, the Smart Rider drills is available, and there's portions of the Smart Rider training manual available for Smart Rider crew members. So please check that out. Support the channel. Support what we do here, and I'll see you guys on the next video. There it is. Yeah, I don't.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I don't really care about that. I don't care about that. So what I was talking about, if you're just now joining, writingsmart.com. This is the website. So if you're a beginner motorcycle rider, you want to learn to ride any motorcycle, have social anxiety, because we have the club, right? So the Smart Rider drills right now, the digital version is $19. The training manual is coming out at $39. So it's close to like 60, right? It's like 58 bucks. If you become a founder, it basically pays for both of those, and then any new things that come out. And I'm also gonna tonight, I'm gonna create a new color and a new role on the Discord for Smart Rider crew members. I'm gonna go ahead and go through the list that I currently have and see if you guys are on the Discord, and then give you guys that. So if I miss you and you're on the Discord, let me know. And I'm gonna there's a crew lounge already, and I'll be adding you guys to the crew lounge so you guys can participate in that. But there's the membership. I'm going to give member discounts pretty soon once the new drills are coming out. And then some community challenges that are going to be coming out for all of us. But basically, right now, what it's doing is you're directly supporting the free training videos like what we're doing here. And you're supporting me to continue doing this. So if you want to support, please do so. But if you want to have some free stuff, go to the Smart Rider Games portion at the top. You can get 8 free drills right here. You just put your name and your email. And if you want to participate, you can. But this is what the drill booklet looks like. And have some fun. Season 1 is almost done. Season 1, we got 2 more drills to do for Season 1. And then Season 2 will probably be in August. So check it out, guys. Become a member. But guys, I'm going to go ahead and do a quick edit on these videos. I didn't get a thumbnail throughout the whole thing. I'll have to make one up. But dog's doing good, Ninja Noob. Dog's doing pretty good. Thank you for asking. But I'll be here Thursday. So Thursday at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, we're going to do an After the Ride. I think we're going to talk about priorities and responsibilities and how to manage some of those things, and maybe just have a quick discussion. Last week after the After the Ride, podcast, live stream, whatever you want to call it, I actually went and we had a game night with a couple of you guys on the Discord. Played some Helldivers 2. It was a lot of fun. I played for about 2 hours with various people, and I got to know some of you guys. There's a guy from Texas that was a police officer trying to go into FBI. I got to talk to a chef in Phoenix. I got to talk to, we just started just bullshitting, having a great time. I really enjoyed it, and that's something that I would like to do more often. Maybe not just playing video games, but just kind of hanging out. And then doing some fun things. But I'll probably do another game night Thursday night. I think that'd be a lot of fun. So check it out. Go on the Discord. Sign up for the Discord. Discord is absolutely free. I'm going to go ahead and put that link in the description for the Discord. It's free. It's absolutely free. And then we're going to have more things to do together. So check it out. Links in the description for the Discord. Join up. I'm going to be working on a few things after this live stream. So with that said, hope you guys ride safe. Be safe. And then after tomorrow, I'm going to be working on the new leaderboard for weeks 1 through 7. We have one more week after that. Grab a slice of pizza.